All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, March the 14th, 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hi, I'm having trouble opening one with my potato chips. There we go.
I think you switched to the wrong mic, too.
Did I switch to the wrong mic? Am I on the wrong mic?
I think you're on the wrong mic.
We only spoke for how long before?
10 seconds.
That was a little bit more than that.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Let me do that.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay. So,
Everybody write in and tell us how much better that is.
yes. So I just opened my bag of potato chips, and well, that seems about right.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 in there.
I think there's 3 in here. Happy National Potato Chip Day.
Happy National Potato Chip Day, everybody. Crunch away. Crunch all you want. They'll make more.
Yeah, but there's 3.
You literally opened the bag up and there was 3 chips in it.
There's 3 chips in here.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We don't lie, folks. You're buying air when you buy potato chips.
Mm-hmm. Except, now, do we consider these potato chips?
I think I could call it potato crisps.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think is the proper terminology for it. So.
You're right. It says right here, potato crisps.
Potato crisps, yes. Because what they do is they take like dehydrated potatoes and they form chips out of them.
So there we go. There's the guy.
There's the guy.
So, no, actually, just so we don't get any lawsuits or anything, I did empty the bag and staple the bottom back shut. It was convincing, wasn't it?
It was pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Anyway.
But you're not far off, though. There's usually only about 4 or 5 chips in the damn bag.
This was a pretty full bag. I got to give them that one.
I got to be honest with you. We talked about this when it came to peanut butter. We talked about ball and basket for ShopRite or whatever. Mm-hmm. Their potato chips are pretty good, and you get a lot in the bag. To the point where, like, I just ran in the other day just to get a sandwich for lunch. I was gotten by ShopRite. I'm like, I gotta eat lunch. You know what? I'm going in and getting one of the sandwiches from the deli. Boom, go in, and they had bags of chips that were literally that big for $1.59 right by the deli.
Nice.
Right? And there's 3 chips in the damn bag, right?
Yeah.
So I said, screw it. I walked over to the regular potato chip aisle and I got a bag this big filled with chips for $1.49.
I'm not right. One of my favorite chip companies is Utz, though. I like Utz.
Utz is good.
Those what are they? The Fiery Hots or Red Hot chips? So
They're good. Yeah. They're good.
So good. I open a bag of those. I can't stop. Mm-hmm. That's true of almost all potato chips, though.
This is true. Once you pop, you can't stop. Oh, that's I think what you're eating now.
That's what I'm eating now.
Right. Exactly.
And should I do the duck lips?
No, don't please.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Not get it if you want.
No, I'm not going to. One of the funniest things I saw of a couple of friends and I were playing cards back in the day. Mm-hmm. My friends loved Pringles, so they had this one guy had a couple of Pringles in front of him. It was stacked, and he was down to 2. My friend who was hosting goes, "You want more potato chips?" And the friend goes, "Yeah, sure." So he just goes smash. Goes there. Now you got more.
Now you got more of them.
Yeah. And my other friend's like, the sad part is I knew he was going to do that.
Yeah, and you let it happen anyway. There you go. What do you say?
Well, there is another big
big day.
It's one of your favorite days, right?
One of my favorite days. Go
ahead. Tell us what it is.
It's the only day of the year that on this show we actually do math.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that day.
Well, no, I knew what you were talking about, but I glossed right over that.
Well, what I was going to do, and I forgot to tell you to do this. I forgot to tell you to copy as much of pi as you could, the number pi, and put it into the crawl and just have it scroll the whole show. We should have done that. I forgot to tell you to do that. That's on me. But that would have been great, just having the number pi scrolling across.
That would have been great. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now while you the other day is, let's put it this way, folks. We're not gonna actually say it. Okay.
No, don't say it.
We don't want to be labeled
pigs.
I mean,
it is a day on the calendar.
On whose calendar?
There's a lot of, believe it or not, it's on every calendar every place that does these special observances all have this day on it. I have no idea what the source of this day was. So you're not going to say it, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Let's put it this way. It's steak and a very good woman day. How's that?
And that's a cop
Nice.
out.
Was that nice?
That's a cop out. It's not a cop out.
A ribeye and fellatio day. How's that?
It's more known as steak and a blowjob day,
There you go.
unless you're on a budget, in which case it's hamburger and a handsy day.
Right, exactly.
That's what it is.
6 of 1.
I've never heard of that. We just made that up.
They just shot on the fly. He's that's why we get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
All right. I can actually copy.
And here is Dave looking for the big bucks.
Here's Dave looking for the big bucks. Right, exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that is today. But the other day that I was referring to that I glossed over,
Because it's 3.14.
S and BJ Day, was 3.14. It's Pi Day. It is the only day of the year that officially on this show we get to do.
We don't actually do math. We just
get to do math. We get to talk.
It's not like I'm sitting here going, okay.
All right.
So
it's
what's
the only
radius?
day.
What is the radius of the radius of this is 2 inches. Square that time is 4 times pi. So 12.56 or 12.57 blah, 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 is the area of this particular disk.
Circumference or whatever it is. Yeah.
I thought it was pi r squared is the area.
Pi r squared is the area. Right.
Pi r squared.
But whatchamacallit? It's technically it's the only day of the year where we can't say I was told there'd be no math. Right.
This is true because we were warned.
Yeah, we were.
I need a beer.
All right. I don't know that I can actually.
You don't have enough spaces in there.
I don't know if there. Well, I can actually. I'm gonna copy this. Come on.
Oh, hold on, damn. How far away is this beer? It's too far away from me. I'm gonna have to put my second beer up on this shelf. There we go. So I can reach
more. I'm not going to do it because it's just way too long. I'll do a few. Here we go. I'll do the first 5 lines. How's that?
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, because I can actually put the first million digits of
awesome
pi, but I think StreamYard would probably implode. So,
you know what? I didn't have any glassware ready for today.
I did.
It's not like I didn't have enough time. Let me see if I can find something over here to put this in. Okay. I know. I got a can glass. You got your beer?
I will in a second. I'm trying to do what you asked me to do here.
Go.
Hold on. I can do 1,000. So don't show your beer before I actually do this.
Can I drink it?
Yeah, sure.
I'm thirsty. These potatoes make me thirsty.
I am too.
I put it in a Bolero snort glass, even though it's not a Bolero beer. This brewery's hundreds of miles away from Bolero.
That's fine for the 9.
Ooh, nice multi-character. Definitely lager yeast. I wonder what kind of beer that is. It's dark.
There we go. I think I got it. There we go.
I got it. Okay.
All right.
Fire.
There we go.
There we go.
That's the first 1,000. I can only do 1,000 spaces. That's the first 1,000 digits of pi. There you go.
Okay.
Scrolling across the bottom.
These are kind of small. This will probably take about a minute. 8230664798384460955058223172539408128128481284117450234 81174502441027019. I don't think I can keep up with it.
I don't want you to. So,
but that's just good podcast right there.
Yeah, it's a great podcast.
Yes,
just an hour podcast, just reading every digit of pi that you can in 1 hour.
Ugh, that'd be awful.
That'd be horrible.
Unlike this beer.
Unlike this beer, I'm going to grab my obligatory picture while it still has a.
Oh yeah, I should probably do the same thing, huh? So all of you now can watch. Both John and I take pictures for our check-ins.
There we go.
For this beer.
All right.
Alrighty.
Cheers, sir.
Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Off.
That is a damn good beer. I'll show the can. You want to show yours?
They're similar.
Similar. There you go.
Yeah, very similar. So John went on a road trip and he brought some beers back. Do we want to start there? We start with something because we got a couple of topics to talk about.
We got some topics. Well, we can get back to the road trip, but let's put the beer up there. So
There we go.
we had to change the crawl for a minute there. It's a Czech dark from Triple Crossing. More on Triple Crossing when we get to the road trip. They're from Richmond, Virginia. Delicious brewery. We'll talk more about it then. This is their Czech dark, their Tmave Pivo, 5.2%. Delicious beer.
It is nice. We've got a comment, John.
Had one on the Lucre Pour at
Oh, that was
brewery.
very nice.
It was very nice. I'm going to put this back up. There we go.
Okay.
Our comment is from.
No, it's legit.
Okay, now I'm reading it.
I wouldn't have brought it up if it wasn't.
There you go. Tarot Destroyer, Brennan Behan, the famous Irish playwright, said, "I'm a drinker with a writing problem. I only drink on 2 occasions, when I'm thirsty and when I'm not." Very good.
Oh, that's true of a lot of people. You
know what? Cheers to both of those.
Yes, cheers.
And to you, Tarot Destroyer. Very good. Thank you for bringing that up.
That's got some meat to it, don't it?
Yeah, it does. It's really beefy. It's nice. I loved it it's not too far off of where it was on the Lucre Pour.
It's
other than the creaminess, obviously, from
Yeah, it's not gonna have the creaminess, but it's got a nice bite to it.
Yep.
Not quite a rye bite, but it's definitely a bite to it.
Yeah, it was. I talked with the. Unfortunately, I couldn't speak with more on Triple Crossing now, but I was able to talk to the tapper manager, which sometimes you get a little bit more information out of them than you would out of like an assistant brewer or something like that. Yeah, depending on how busy they are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and sometimes you get more out of them than you get out of the owner.
Well, that too. But,
you may know a few.
Exactly. And on that note, just this is a delicious beer. So
yeah.
All right. As pie goes across, let's get some paperwork, if you will, out of the way.
Paperwork. We got legal things we have to talk about.
No.
Oh, okay. You scared me.
No. Well, let's first. Hold on one second. First, we got to say this.
This show's been riveting so far.
I know.
Told you to come to rehearsal.
I was working all day, and it was a shitty day out.
It was. So if you're not in the New York metro area, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, probably even more around us, it's been snowing a lot. But in like where John is and where I am, it's really not sticking. It's just making roads sweat and messy and annoying people.
It's the wet roads are annoying, but it's the wind. The wind is ridiculous down here. I mean, it was gusting over 50 miles an hour. I like almost lost my hat 17 times today. Once and I literally
you almost lost 17 hats.
Yeah, exactly. It blew off my head and went forward, and I just went like this and caught it.
Nice.
That was great. If I didn't, it would have taken it 3 blocks. I would have been chasing it in my car.
Nice.
So,
but I walk back from work. I work in the city, down near Flatiron. Walked up to Port Authority, and yeah, I've got an umbrella. I'm too stupid to use it half the time, but it was only snow. So that was fine. I was pretty well bundled up. I was wearing like my red flannel today to work. So everyone asked me if they could buy some lumber off of me. Like, oh yeah, that's really original for the 3rd time around. Thank you. But yeah, so that was fun. So what's this paperwork we got to get out of the way?
Well, I wanted to first off, we want to say happy birthday to Mr. John Starnowski.
That's not paperwork.
That is not paperwork.
That is us pouring love to John.
Yes. Happy birthday, Mr. John Starnowski. He's had a wonderful several days. I don't know if you've been following his.
Oh no, I can't follow it. I'm getting jealous.
His chronicle of the food he's been eating, the beer he's been drinking, the breweries he's been visiting. Amazing. Very jealous over here. Two jealous people.
That's why we're in green.
Exactly.
Right. That's why we're wearing green today.
That's why we're wearing green. And well, actually, the other reason we're wearing green is we'll say it because we're not going to be on the air on Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Yes, that'll be. That should be fun.
It should be. It should be a good day.
Usually, Carrie and I celebrate it by doing Irish car bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, we're going to Ireland this year. So I told her, please don't order one of those while we're there.
You don't want to do that.
That's a bad idea over there.
You can order what's in an Irish car bomb individually.
Yeah.
And then make it yourself, kind of, sort of.
They still may look at you a little funny, like, what is this stupid American doing?
True.
So,
True.
you know, it's that's very much an American thing. And getting completely wasted on St. Patrick's Day is an American thing too. Isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think Ireland celebrates that way. I mean, they celebrate, but not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they to the excess we do.
Exactly. Hey, we reached the end of it, and it started again.
No, there you go. It's a beautiful thing.
We reached the end of the first 1,000.
First 1,000.
I could have put up the first 1,000,000, but it wouldn't have let me. So 1,000 was the max.
There we go. So yeah, so we've got that. I've got to round the show out. I do have an Irish Red from a brewery local to me.
Mm-hmm.
So more on that later.
And I have an Irish Red local to a brewery, local from a brewery that you will be at soon.
I don't think I'll be visiting that brewery.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be anywhere near it.
All right. Fair enough.
I will be visiting the brewery that is plastered on your forehead.
There you go.
Yes. We'll definitely get there, right? That is
Guinness.
Guinness.
That is Guinness. Yeah. So you're
Yes.
going to visit this place too?
I don't know. I've got to figure out where that is. I haven't started plotting out where all the distilleries are, but as I showed John, we decided when we picked the Airbnb because we want to stay down by Killarney, and we're bringing one of her children with us. He's 20.
One of Carrie's children or one of Killarney's children?
Yeah, Carrie's. And we'll be, so we needed a 2-bedroom. So a 2-bedroom in Killarney, and also
one for Carrie and one for you and her child.
Yes, there we go. Right. But the thing about, looking for space in Ireland is I'm not saying that the Irish are not a large people, but it was really hard to find a place that had 2 queen beds.
All right.
I'm just saying. And it also had 2 bathrooms because that's necessary as well. So we found one. It was in a good location, a good price. So as I like to do, I wanted to take a look at it, figure out where it was. Because, if you do Airbnb, they don't always give you the address right away.
Right. And
the address we got was like 1 Kerry Circle. It's like, that's not an address.
No.
We have no idea where this thing was.
1 Kerry Circle. And
so from the pictures,
they named it. There wasn't a Dave Circle. It was a Kerry Circle.
No, it was a Kerry Circle. But from the pictures, I was able to go on to Street View and find the thing. So I know exactly where it is. And then on Street View, I turned around, looked a couple hundred yards down the road, and there's Killarney Brewing and Distilling.
There you go.
It's like right there.
There you go.
Like this was entirely unintentional. It's just, it was probably subconsciously intentional, but I didn't do it intentionally. But I'm not complaining.
I wouldn't complain either.
Not complaining at all.
And on that note, from right back at you, Tom, happy almost St. Patrick's Day to you too.
There you go. Sláinte, beer whisperer.
Yes. Sláinte, sir. As you can tell, I'm really enjoying this. It's almost gone already.
Yeah, I'm like, you're keeping pace with me on this one.
I
don't know why you did that.
Once again, happy almost St. Patrick's Day, Tom. There you go. I hit it by mistake, but
this is the problem with when John drinks too fast.
It goes right to my fingers. Anyway, okay, and there was something else we wanted to discuss, right?
Was there?
I think there was.
Oh, well, it was almost a twofold discussion, wasn't it? There was 2 things we wanted to talk about. You said we were at Brick City over the weekend.
Yep.
And they had their Silk City release. Yeah. So, incidentally, Silk City is a distillery in Clifton, but these 2 things have nothing in common.
Not at all.
Not at all. Silk City is their big barrel-aged stout.
I want to say.
You want to say? What do you want to say?
I want to say that the first time they did this, they did it in barrels from Silk City.
I didn't hear that, but
I could be wrong. For some reason I remember that, and I don't know why I remember that. This is like 6 years ago now, right? But for some reason I remember that. So if that were the case, then obviously they just kept it going and not using Silk City barrels anymore. If not, Silk City is Patterson, New Jersey.
No, Silk, not the distillery, not the beer, but the name Silk City. Yeah,
the name Silk City is Patterson.
Right.
And whatchamacallit. So for them to name it Silk City, Little Ferry's not too far from Patterson, so it's fine to do that.
Yeah.
And they're Bricks City, not Brick City. Bricks
Brick
City.
City
Brick City is Newark.
is Newark.
Is Newark. So
And if you go into Brick City, they have a map that lists all of the breweries that used to exist in Newark.
which before Prohibition was something like 126 or 129 or something like that.
Yeah, there was a time that New Jersey was actually the brewery capital of the country.
A lot. There was ridiculous amount of breweries in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There was literally there were probably at least as many, if not a little bit more, breweries in New Jersey before Prohibition than there are right now.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Very close. Yeah. So I'm going to do that, right?
Yeah, you gotta do that. Right?
Which means you got to drink because you didn't. I did it first.
You did it first, so I got a drink.
That
Damn, that sucks.
is the thing about drinking games in college. I would lose them intentionally.
Mhm.
Like if this was a quarter, this is the way I played quarters. And just toss it the other direction. And like, okay, give me the drink.
Mhm.
It's like, I didn't understand making other people drink when.
I know.
It's
Remind me later to tell you. I'll briefly tell you right now. There was one guy in school, a little younger than us, that we the first time he ever played drinking games, he played with us.
okay.
And he didn't know how it worked, right? So we told him, whenever you get the quarter in, you get to drink.
Okay.
So that's how it is. So no, but you can't drink unless you get the quarter in. And he was beginner's luck, whatever you want to call it, every single time. He's hitting that quarter down, right in, right? So we got him annihilated. And obviously he didn't honestly have to drink at all because
He kept getting it.
he kept getting the quarter in, right?
I'm sure he didn't complain.
Well, no, he didn't really complain. No. So I'll tell you later who that was. I'm not going to say it right now.
I am opening my second beer. I don't have a glass for it. I don't feel like getting up again to get a glass. So I'm going to slide it into a koozie.
You're going to slide it into a koozie.
I really shouldn't have opened it first.
Probably not a good idea.
No, but
There you go.
I'm a koozie rookie because I don't use them too often.
All right. I'll open my second beer then as well.
It's the same beer,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have to show it.
And I'll throw it up on the screen.
Don't throw up.
Throw it up on the screen.
So I did tell my boss today that I am not that I will be working from home on Friday because I work in the city and St. Patrick's Day in the city is amateur hour, and I don't feel like walking to Port Authority around passed out people, puddles of puke, urine, and other excrement.
No, you don't want to do that.
It is New York City becomes an absolute shit show during that.
That is not a fun thing to do.
No. Here's my koozie. So John's taking a shot there.
There we go.
Here's cheers.
Nice koozie.
I like that koozie. That's what he said. So I will get a shot of the koozie for my check-in. Let me get it around so we can see the bandolier. So for those who are listening to the audio, it is a Chewbacca koozie.
It's a Chewbacca koozie. And for those of you listening to the audio, we are drinking Overture, which is a 5% Munich Dunkel from Triple Crossing yet again.
Yeah. John was nice enough to bring these back.
So, delicious beer.
That's a good Dunkel.
Yeah, it's a very tasty Dunkel. I'm quite enjoying it. So, on that note, why don't we start the trip discussion?
Yeah, let's do the trip discussion.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
so John just went down, and this was for whose birthday?
It would be Jessica's
birthday, which is interesting because the year prior we went down for Carrie's birthday.
Right.
Pretty much the same trip.
Pretty much the same trip. Yeah.
Yeah, because you stop in Richmond first,
mm-hmm.
and then from Richmond on through Winston-Salem into Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
We drank at a lot of the same breweries, some differences.
Mm-hmm.
Ate a lot of the same places. One of the places that I told John you have to save some money up and go to a place called ZZQ Barbecue,
mm-hmm.
Because they have unreal brisket.
Ridiculous.
It is so freaking good. Best brisket I've ever had in my life.
Stupid brisket. Yeah, here I'm gonna pull.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of him. Like, oh my god, there's the brisket. And they're right behind Ardent Brewing. And Ardent's a pretty damn good brewery. They put out some tasty stuff.
They do. They do. It was very tasty.
Now, John hit a few breweries in Richmond that we didn't hit. We hit a few he didn't hit. I think he got the better of it by hitting Triple Crossing.
Let me pull up this picture really quick for you here. Here we go.
There we go. So,
all right. So
there we go. There's the brisket there. Now, what they do is they're evil. What they will do is while you're online, they've got someone going around passing out burnt ends.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get to the front, you want, I'll have 32 pounds of brisket, please.
Mm-hmm. I had 3 burnt ends, and they handed me. Well, they had 3. I ate the first one, loving it. They handed me the second one. I ate it. They handed me the third one. Jess had walked out to go back to the car to get something. She came back in. I'm in line, and she's just like waiting inside. And they're handing me the third one, and I turn around. She's standing. And I'm like, damn it. Here you go.
Now that's love.
Exactly. So no, it was fantastic. The food there is ridiculous. To the point where I'm definitely got to make a plan to get back down to. There's a couple things that we didn't get to do in Richmond. I want to actually get back down to Richmond for a couple days. So we did.
We didn't get the Triple Crossing.
We went to Triple Crossing first.
You went to both Triple Crossings.
We went to both Triple Crossing. We went to Fushi, the main one, the original location, and talking to the tapper manager over there. Left her some beer, so forth and so on. And they had a bunch of beer there, really good beer. And she said that she goes, if you have time, you got to get over to the bigger location over in the East End. And we're like, all right, we'll make plans to go over that way. And we went over that way, and sure enough, it was worth it. Big, huge space, gorgeous outdoors, beautiful view of the city down because it's up a little higher. Yeah. Really nice. So it was. I definitely recommend going to both of them. I mean, the original location on Fushi in Fushi Street. I'm not just saying the word Fushi, right? It's in Richmond.
It's
Fushi
a fun
Street,
word to say.
Fushi, right?
Fushi.
In Richmond, it's basically almost right downtown, and it's a pretty cool space. Smaller, but pretty cool space. They're doing some smaller beers there, but the main production is over in the new building over, obviously the bigger one in the East End. Right. But get to both of them, and have the beer. We're drinking them here. Fantastic. I mean, I must have had 8 or 9 beers between the two places, and nice. And they were all fantastic. And they're brewing a lot of different things too. They're not sticking to just one style. They have their lagers, they have their dark lagers, they're having their dunkels, they have their a bunch of IPAs, some Belgian, some sours. They're doing a lot of different things. So they're doing it right, and they're all tasty. So get there.
Where else did you hit?
We went down and we hit Ardent.
So ZZQ.
We actually had dinner at Ardent because ZZQ closed. They run out of food. They're done.
Yeah.
They open at 11 o'clock every day, so they're done by 4 or 5.
Yeah, you got to get there for lunch.
You got to go there for
planning that for dinner. Not a good idea.
Don't go if you're planning to go there at 6. You're not going there. No. Don't go.
So both ZZQ and Ardent, they're in Scott's Edition.
They're in Scott's Edition, right?
And if you're only gonna park one place and walk around, I suggest Scott's Edition.
Oh yeah. No. You can do that too. There's a lot of stuff to do in Scott's Edition. You can park once and walk everywhere.
Yeah.
So we went to Ardent. We walked. We ate dinner there too. Had a bunch of beers there and ate dinner there. We walked down to.
Strange Ways. It's 2 buildings over.
Yeah, walked down Strange Ways. Had some good beer there.
That is a cool space. A very
really cool space.
Way of decorating.
Yep. Actually, they had coasters there, which the way they did them were amazing. So I was actually talking to the guy. I have the name of the guy. He's a local guy in Richmond. I have the name of the guy that did their coasters. To get in touch with them to do some coasters for us too. So
very cool. My favorite decoration in that is the raccoon giving you the double bird.
Yes, that was great.
That's my favorite.
And we got another comment from Gene Lynch.
Oh, I know that guy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, Gene.
Yes.
Or are you just saying? Or are you
No,
just saying?
he said
Clover beer.
He said, "Oh, I thought he was
He's
saying
drinking.
no, I thought he was putting beer in his Lucky Charms.
He could be doing that too.
He could be doing that. It's very possible, Gene.
But in any event, while we were sitting at Strange Ways, I was finished with my beer. Jess was texting back and forth with her sisters and a couple friends, and they were open for a little while longer, but the Veil was closing.
You got to get to the Veil if you're there.
Yeah, and she still had like she had a flight and she had 3 of her 4 beers left, and she was in like intense conversations back and forth with her sisters and everything. So she's like, "Go, go,
leave me alone."
She's like, "I left her at Strange Ways and I walked over to the Veil and I had a couple beers over at the Veil, talked to a couple people over there."
And on your way back?
On my way back, I went right back because we went back there. I grabbed another short pour. We closed out there, and then we went over to Vasson.
So, and yeah, Vasson does some pretty good stuff. Vossen.
Oh yeah, Vossen. Yeah. Great guys there too. I mean, great people everywhere. Honestly, at every single one of these breweries, I had amazing conversations with everybody that was behind the bar, whether they were beer tenders, bartenders, or even the brewery staff was behind the bar too. And they were really
the people that work in the breweries in Scott's Edition love working in the breweries.
Yeah.
That you can tell they enjoy their job. There's a few other breweries there. John had the advantage of me having gone before him to tell him, don't go to this one.
Go here. You don't need to do this. You don't need it. If you have time, go, but you don't need to. You can skip it. Blah, 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 blah.
Curious what you think about it, because we were on the fence. But he hit probably 4 of my favorite there. Yeah. 4 favorites. Mm-hmm. So good job. Is that all you hit in Richmond?
That's all we hit in Richmond.
We didn't make it up on Hardywood to make Joe jealous.
We didn't go to Hardywood. No, you know why? I mean, here's the thing. I've had my share of Hardywood.
Same. But we went anyway.
I would have had to cut out something else to go to Hardywood.
What would you cut? Oh, you mean already?
We would have had to cut it. We would have had to cut some things in Scott's Edition now. Yeah. So
what we did is we finished in Scott's Edition early enough that we went, checked into the hotel, and then grabbed an Uber to Hardywood. Right, is what we did. So
what we did too is we went the next morning before we left to go to Asheville. We actually went back to Scott's Edition and went to ZZQ, and we had then we had lunch there. We got there at 11 o'clock. We were out of there by noon. Finished our food and got on the road and went down to Asheville. But the other thing too, and we did a few things too. We went on some of the tours. We actually stopped by the Poe Museum.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
we didn't do that.
It was a cool place. There's a brewery.
I'm pretty certain it's a safer Poe Museum than the one in Baltimore.
A little bit.
The one in the Poe House in Baltimore is not in the nicest neighborhood.
A little bit, but no, it's really it was really a cool thing. And diagonally across the street was Rich Brow Brewing, and we were gonna hit there too afterwards, and they didn't open for like another hour and a half, and we were gonna be out of the area.
You got to get on the road, yeah.
It's Rich Brow. Yeah. So and then we did a few other things. We walked over to what's the island in the middle of the river there.
If it's German though, you would call it Riechbrau, I guess.
Riechbrau, yeah, Riechbrau. What's the island in the middle of the James River there? I forget what the name of it is, but there's a suspension. A suspension, and when I say suspension, I don't mean it's like there's poles coming out of the ground and it's holding it up. There's a suspension walkway that is hanging from the highway over it.
Very cool.
And we walked over that onto the island and walked around the island for a while. That was pretty cool. So we did that on the next morning before.
Is that Bell Island?
Bell Island.
Yeah, Bell Island.
Bell Island. Yeah.
It's next to Mayo.
Right. Yeah. So and it was really cool. They had the bridges. I think I actually had a picture of it, and it's probably going to be right before that picture that I just showed you. So, here we go. And if you could make that out, there's the highway and the bridge. See it hanging there underneath the bridge?
I just pulled up on Google, so I'm looking at the image of it on Google.
What I take the picture of, yeah. So it's cool. It's literally just suspended underneath the highway. So we walked over that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we did that for a bit. But anyway, so then we got on the road to after ZZQ, we got on the road to Asheville. So
And we did something on our way to Asheville that they had ZZQ, so they didn't have to do that. We stopped at Foothills to have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You stopped at Foothills
We
anyway.
stopped at Foothills to have beer, not lunch.
Oh. Well, we had beer too.
Yeah.
And did they have sexual chocolate on?
I not only had sexual chocolate, but I had 2017 barrel-aged sexual chocolate.
That must have been awful.
Jelly?
Absolutely awful. Not as jealous as you were when we were having Aventinus off of Tap 6. But...
All right. I wanted to get a little dignity back there.
we were at Cloverleaf this weekend, and Carrie decided, I might as well start my MBA. And so she was gonna get what you call Rodenbach Alexander, but they've got the collab with Dogfish Head on right now instead of the real one. I said, you're going to take a little while. Let's see if they get it in. Hold off in getting that. No offense against the collab, but the Alexander straight from Rodenbach that's good stuff.
It's as the kids say these days, it's fire.
It's fire.
Right.
I think fire now is
yeah. I hate you.
Fire might be passe now.
Yeah, I hate using that word in Caldwell. Actually,
especially when talking about club. Hey, but she had one of her, I think it was her third punch. She got an Aventinus, nice. And she's like, it's still good, but it'll never be as good.
I'll get there. We'll get there. Well, actually, we may have something to tell you soon regarding traveling.
Possibly.
We'll leave it at that. And I'm not saying this to Dave, folks. I'm saying this to you. We may have something to tell you soon about traveling. So, and in and amongst that might get all of us to have some Tap 6. But in any event,
that could be a beautiful thing. And the thing is, when you're in Schneiderweiss, we'll get back to John's trip in a moment. But when you're in Schneiderweiss, you are so close to so many other tap rooms for the German breweries.
Oh yeah,
in Munich.
Sure.
And I'm trying to get to the map to where it is. So I can tell you which ones they are. There it is, Schneider Brauhaus in Munich, which is just off of Marienplatz. Marienplatz is a big station there. But when you go there, you are just blocks away from Augustiner, right, and Eyinger. So imagine that: Schneiderweiss, Augustiner, and Eyinger. Oh no, it's not. Oh, that's a restaurant. Yeah, I guess that's Augustiner and Eyinger.
Nice, very nice.
So it's and then also the Jacob Blumhoff Brauhaus is not far from there. So it's a pretty you can get on a train from the airport, take it right into Marienplatz, come out the front doors, ooh and ah at the building, because it's a really beautiful building, the Marienplatz. Hang Louis, walk through the tunnel kind of thingy, and just keep going. It's down there on your left, and you can't miss it.
So, well, I definitely, once I get to Munich, definitely have to make, do everything that there is to do in Munich. All right.
Okay, so we're going there for like 3 months.
Well, no. All right. Do as much as we can do in the time allotted in Munich. All right.
Oh, gotcha.
Got to get 25 miles northeast of Munich.
Yes, because that is that would be 25 miles to somewhere in the area of Freising, I believe.
That would be the town that this beer right here pays homage to, Freising, Germany, right?
Yes. And what is in Freising, John?
Freising would be Weihenstephaner.
Weihenstephaner. That is northwest. And actually, as a matter of fact, when you come out of the airport, if you've rented a car, just drive north. It's pretty much there. It's right there. It's the München Flughafen.
Right.
That is a German word for airport, apparently.
Yeah.
Flughafen is just south of Freising.
And I also need to get 225 miles northwest of Munich.
Okay, let me see with my map skills if I can guess this one. 225 miles northwest. Northwest. 225 miles northwest. That's
225 miles northwest. It's a small town. It's
called Flidung.
It's Fladungen.
Fladungen.
Right.
Fladungen.
Right.
So, but we'd also want to get to.
It's not too far from. It's not too far from Frankfurt either. So.
Yes. Yes.
So, in any event, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, folks. On that note, after Winston-Salem, back to your regularly scheduled.
Oh, that's right. Back to the. we went on a little side trip.
Exactly.
So
we get down to Asheville. Okay. I mean, look, we went over Asheville when Dave was there, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We talked about it when he was there as well.
No.
But we hit the same things. We hit. Well, actually, when we got there late on Thursday night, and we were hungry. There was not a lot open. I mean, it was like after 9, and the only thing we could grab food-wise, without having to do a lot of research on it, we went right to Wicked Weed. Not the Funkatorium, just a regular Wicked Weed, and we had really good food too. Had oven roasted Brussels with bacon. They were amazing, and some wings and some other stuff. So it was good food. I had a Reuben. Shocker. I had a Reuben.
Oh, you had a Reuben.
Imagine that.
It's with John. It's either a Reuben or a BLT.
6 of 1. Right.
Yeah, it's really that's most of his itinerary right there.
We did do a lot. We did do. I mean, the breweries. We hit the breweries. We hit Dissolver. We hit. And
Dissolver's got a really cool vibe if you're into death metal.
Right.
But it is a still cool vibe. It's great.
Oh, it's a great vibe. That was really cool. We hit. Actually, that was on Saturday. Friday, we hit. The first thing we did actually was on Friday was we went over to the Biltmore.
Yes, I remember that.
Biltmore Estate.
We started your day off with some wine.
We spent about 6 hours over the Biltmore. It was pretty cool. It was really, really, really gorgeous. It was beautiful. Everything about it, if you've never done it, if you go down to Asheville, do it. I mean, it's worth it. It's a lot. It's not a lot of money, though. It's not cheap, but go do it. It's worth seeing it. It's really cool. I mean, this was built. I mean, it cost them $6 million to build this building in 1880. So think about that for a minute, right? Right. It's on 127,000 acres.
You get lost a little
bit. So, but in any event, there's a winery right on site, and we had a bunch of wine, really good wine too. I got to be honest with you. I know this is a beer podcast, but I brought home a bottle of a really, really, really good Gewürztraminer, and nice. I'm a big Gewürztraminer guy when it comes to wine, and a few others too. I mean, we went home like 4 or 5 bottles.
When it's for German wines, for me, it's Rieslings.
No, I love Rieslings too, but I Gewürztraminer edges them out for me for German wines, for German white wines. But in any event, we left there and we went over to we had dinner, and then we went over to oh geez, well, I'm sorry, we had lunch at thank you, Biltmore. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Biltmore.
There's a pub in there, so
there's a pub. We ate in the British pub, and I had like 3 of them while I was sitting there eating lunch. I had Highwire, the brown ale.
Oh, I forgot the name of it now.
Nail in the.
It's sitting right over there.
Nail something. Nail in the wood. Nail in the.
No. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is. Bed of Nails.
Bed of Nails. There you go.
So I might as well grab my next beer while I'm in there.
Might as well. So I had those, and anyway, so we got out of there. So we went over to the distillery while we were there, and they had a couple of Maros, and they had a black walnut liqueur they made there.
Whoa! Now I know anybody who has watched the show with when Mr. Mulvihill is on knows John loves his black walnut bitters.
Absolutely.
It has turned the Whiskey Whisperer onto these.
Absolutely.
So he's making everything with these now. I think he made pancakes with them the other day.
You get. It's not a bad thing, to be honest with you.
Actually, I think that would work.
It would really work.
And if he's listening to the show, he's like, I just did some Johnny cakes.
I'm like doing them right now. Black walnut Johnny cakes. There you go. But in any event, which we call it, yeah. So black walnut liqueur.
Interesting.
And that'll be on some Friday coming to you in the future with the Beer Whisperer, Whiskey Whisperer. I'll be drinking that on show.
One of these Fridays that we will be doing
a port show too.
Yeah. A port show with the three of us. Mm-hmm. That'll be a lot of fun. As John knows full well, I'm stocking up on my port because talking about it has really rekindled my love for that. I
got one more bottle I got to go buy, and then I'll be ready for that show.
Yeah, we got to get that show soon because you know what? If not, I'm gonna have to go out and buy more because I'm tearing through this stuff.
Tearing through it, right? Exactly. Well, anyway, so we stopped at we went into French Broad because it was the distillery was right next to French Broad.
Okay, so John's talking about
not of French Broad.
Yes,
French Broad Brewing.
Draw me like one of your French broads, John.
Right. Exactly. So in any event, we stopped in there, and then we went over to Hillman. After that, which was across the street from French Broad.
And those two breweries we did not get to while we were there.
And then, we actually did on Sunday, we went to Burial, but over near Hillman in that area over there was the
you went to the other burial.
Yeah, we went to that burial.
You went to both burials, though,
we went to both.
Because I know full well that John put both of our decals on the
bus, yeah, at the
So you went to forestry camp.
We went to forestry camp. Yeah, to forestry camp. That was Sunday. Saturday we were in town though all day. Saturday we went to breakfast over at your
Biscuit Head.
Biscuit Head.
The fried bologna there.
Oh, so good. And
it's unreal.
Biscuits and sausage gravy. I mean, the sausage. What did you say it looked like?
It looked like stuffing. It does not look like there's
gravy.
Sausage.
It was sausage.
Just mounds of sausage.
It was ridiculous. It was stupid good.
But anyway, the bologna that they use there is obviously
not Newman's.
Yeah, or they didn't go out and get Oscar Mayer. This is some sort of local German pork butcher.
Absolutely local German pork butcher that made this bologna.
It is the color of it is something that you normally don't see in bologna. Mm-hmm. It is kind of this dark pink color, rather than that light pink bologna color.
Exactly.
For any, I'm using words here, but it's a darker shade, and it is just absolutely delicious. And now I need to get to Lancaster. Because I know Lancaster's got some good bologna.
Oh yeah. I brought some of that home last year. If you remember when we went to Lancaster last year, yeah.
What's the name of the famous bologna place? And I know they paired with. Now there's another one that paired with a brewery.
Yeah. I'll think of it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I'm kind of trying to. Lebanon is the really famous one. Mm-hmm. But there's another one. We'll get to it. So keep going.
Yeah. In any event, that day we went to Dissolver. We went to the Friday night when we were done with that, we went and had dinner in town. And we were in cocktail mode then. So we went to a couple of cocktail bars that were really good.
Oh wow.
And then
seltzers, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yes. And then we went to what was the one the brewery, small brewery. Down an alley, down the stairs.
I always forget the name of it. It's like
not One World.
That's
One World. Yeah.
And what's neat about One World is the beer's really good.
Yeah, the beer's really good, but they've been around for a while. They just bought a 10-barrel system. They've been brewing for years on a 1.5 barrel system.
So few people know they're there. The coolest people hang out down there. They've got such a cool staff. It is just it became one of my favorite places to hang out while we were down there.
Yeah.
And I told John, you really have to on Google Maps zoom so far in for it to even pop up on Google Maps. You wouldn't know it's there. I stumbled upon it by accident. I think we were walking down the road doing like a multi-cache geocache. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what is? I just saw this sign. Well, let's go check it out.
Brewery, let's go.
Yeah, go. And John's right. You go down an alley, go down some stairs, go through a door, go down a whole bunch of other stairs, go
Mhm.
through some other doors, and you're in this brewery.
It's like, yeah, and the theme from Get Smart's playing while you're walking through all of that. So,
Yeah, you would think they
Yeah,
really
right.
should do that.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's if you really like small, intimate hangs
Mm.
with just a cool atmosphere and still really good beer,
Mhm.
find One World. Just not everybody all at once. Let's not overflood them.
Yeah, it's not a big space. It's not a big space at all. It's pretty small, but it's cool. It's really cool.
It's very cool.
But in any event, so we went to so then on Saturday we did some stuff around town. We went to Dissolver. We went to Asheville Brewing. We went to Highwire. It was just to stop in, at Asheville. A couple decent things we had. Went around the corner to Highwire. Spent some time at Highwire.
Highwire. So one thing I told John is,
And they will be coming on the show too, by the way.
nice, because I told him, I said, you definitely need to get the Highwire. It was, John knows I researched the crap out of my trips. So that's why before John left, goes, okay, where do I need to go?
Yeah. I had to do less work because he did it.
Yeah.
Already, so.
And I said, the one place you need to stop in, it was the big surprise for us. It was just, we were on our way someplace. Let's stop in here, because everything you read about it just didn't seem like there was anything overly special about the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And like John did, we walked in, we were going to get one, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
5 beers later.
More than that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's just, they're just so good.
I had a Patter's beer that I wanted to bring back, but they didn't have any canned or anything like I could get.
Oh man. Oh, you know who would have loved that?
Shit. Yeah. I texted him there. He's like, can you fill a crowler? Can you fill a crowler?
Get something. But that was for us. That was the sleeper brewery of that trip.
It was so good. Yeah. They're making, I mean, I had Bed of Nails before, like years ago, like even, because, every year, and we mentioned on the show once or twice before, but Dave knows this, there's a couple, Mike and Lauren, friends of ours, they go to North Carolina every summer.
Wait a second. I ran into Mike without Lauren, and I didn't recognize him.
Hold on. I've never run into Mike without Lauren.
I swear we were in the new liquor store, wine store in
Total Wine.
We're in freaking Total Wine, and there's someone there buying Irish whiskey. I'm like, I think that's Mike Dargis, but I don't see Lauren. That can't be Mike.
That can't be right.
And then finally, like, Mike? It's like, hey, Dave. I'm like, holy crap, that is Mike.
Yeah.
Did they get divorced?
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's odd too. Remind me to tell you about this particular libation and his 50th birthday 9 years ago.
That's not what he picked up while he was there.
No.
He did, and he didn't pick up Bushmills.
Completely different conversation.
He's picked up the standard. He picked up the JMOs.
Sure. But anyway. in any event, they brought back a couple cans of Bed of Nails on there, because they go down to the Cape Hatteras. They go down to the Outer Banks.
Oh, very nice.
Every summer, every August, they go there for vacation
down there.
Yeah, so they brought back a couple cans like years ago. So I had Bed of Nails years ago. So I wanted to get the Highwire, but fantastic beer. Went to dinner at another barbecue place around the corner from there. We popped in.
Wait a second. What was it? The place where you sit outside?
No.
No, okay, different place.
No, not that barbecue place. Down and around the corner, not too far from Green Man, like around the corner from Green Man. I can tell you where it is if you give me one hot second.
Not Bear's Smokehouse.
The smokehouse around the corner from
Bear's.
Yeah, it's the one around. That's the one on the main block going down near.
Oh, so did you? So is it Daddy Max?
No.
Then I don't know what you're talking about.
Why is this not loading? Hold on.
I don't know. But the question is, did you get into Dirty Jack's? Oh, you're talking about Buxton Hall.
Buxton Hall.
Yeah.
Buxton Hall. Didn't get to Dirty Jack's. No.
Really?
Yeah. We tried to, actually. They were closed the one night we got there, and then the intention the next night to go there, and we completely forgot about it.
Oh, well.
But, yeah. But in any event, went to Green Man after that. So that was a good night. And then Green Man is a huge place, though. Huge place.
That place is massive.
Yeah.
There's like what, 3 levels to it.
3, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 3 levels to it,
Yeah.
and they have a dock.
Mhm.
And on certain days, they have like a disc jockey on the dock,
Mhm.
and they set up outside out there. So that makes a 4th level is
Yep.
down on the loading dock. They're drinking. It's insane.
It was crazy. But yeah, the on Sunday, first thing we did, we went down to Sierra Nevada.
Oof, now that's a whole story within itself.
Spent plenty of time down there. Yeah, I mean, this is Disneyland when it comes to breweries.
Did I not say that this
yeah.
is the Disneyland for beer nerds?
Yep. If you're going anywhere near Asheville, even if you're not going to Asheville, go to Mills River, south of Asheville, and go to Sierra Nevada. Just go. Just don't even ask. Don't ask questions. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Do not argue with us on this
just
one.
go. Just go. Just go.
You'll
You'll
because
thank
otherwise
us
you're wrong.
later.
Otherwise,
Right?
you're just wrong.
You'll be completely wrong. So, yeah, this place is ridiculous. And
You
the
can-
food is amazing, and the beer is. I mean, it's Sierra Nevada. I mean, they know what they're doing. You know.
And there's a couple great things. I told John, and you didn't mention this. I didn't ask you, but I told John that when you go, when you drive down the driveway, you can see the money they spent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you've ever been to Treehouse, it's amazing. I'm not taking anything away from Treehouse by any means. All right.
However,
but if you go to Sierra Nevada, you'll be like, Treehouse only did what they did. You know, it's stupid.
They don't have the money that Sierra Nevada has.
Right. So, but in any event, yeah, it's just it's crazy. And I did buy myself something. Spent a couple bucks on it, but you're not going to see it for another 7 or 8 months.
So so I'm guessing that you bought some sort of vintage celebration ale.
You're not going to see it for another 7 or 8 months.
We gave it away with the time. And another great thing about Sierra Nevada is they have stuff. So it is a brewing facility.
Oh yeah,
okay. It's a massive brewing facility.
Most of Sierra Nevada you drink here in New Jersey. You drink
now brewed there.
You drink from that location.
The
you don't
East
drink
Coast
from Chico. You drink it from Mills River, North Carolina. Yeah.
So when you go there, there are when you look at the board, there's different colors up there, and I forget what colors that they're flagships, but there's 2 colors that are Mills River only. And one of the colors is Mills River only. The other one is this is an experimental beer. You may never see it again. Those are the 2 colors that when you go there, by all means, get a pale ale if you need to, because you kind of need to. But other than that, drink those colors. Get those because you may never ever get a chance to taste them again. You
may not. I'll tell you exactly what I had there too. I'll just go right to it.
Carrie's right. Purple may have been one of the colors. I think it was purple and green were the 2 colors.
I believe you're right. I believe it was purple and green.
Yeah, she said it was purple, which then sparked my memory that green may have been the other one.
I'm just going back to Sierra Nevada. My check-ins on Tapped here.
God, this is such a good beer. John, I have my 3rd one open. I can guarantee you my 3rd one's better than your 3rd one. It's not as historic, but...
Probably. Okay, so the first beer I had there was Foam Pilsner.
Foam Brewing?
Foam Pilsner. No. Sierra Nevada, Foam Pilsner.
Did they pour off a lucre?
They did not, no, unfortunately. No. Carrie Sorrentino just commented and she said may have been purple. There you go.
Oh, man, look at that. Pull that up again.
Hold on.
Who is that handsome guy?
Who is that guy? I don't know. Who is that?
That may have been somewhere in South Jersey.
So anyway, Foam Pilsner. Of course,
but she's absolutely right. Purple was one of them, and I think green was the other color.
Had the pale ale. Had hazy little thing. These were beers that they gave in the
tour.
In the tour, yeah.
Yeah.
Life and Limb. Their American Strong Ale.
That is an underrated beer in my opinion.
It's very underrated beer.
Yeah.
Had 2023 Bigfoot.
Big surprise.
Yeah. Had 4-year bourbon barrel aged Baltic Porter.
Oh God! If they had that while we were there, I don't think we would have left.
Yeah, I was very content to just sit there and enjoy that one while I was drinking it.
Did you go to the upstairs bar like I told you to, and sit in the rocking chairs?
Yep.
And just watch the people down in the beer garden?
Yep.
That's the way to do it,
Mhm.
especially when you're old like us and don't
Right.
aren't.
Uh,
But you see more puppies when you're down there. You get to
There's
pet
a lot more
puppies.
puppies, yeah, and there was a lot of there was a band playing too when we walked outside. So we spent some time outside.
Nice.
I walked over there.
If you, so this is a pro tip for everybody who goes there. If you're waiting for your table, if you're going to eat there and you're waiting for your table, don't try to press into the bar downstairs. Go upstairs.
Mhm.
There's very few people up there.
Well, it was fortunate for us because we actually went. They opened at 11 o'clock. We had the 11 o'clock tour.
Nice.
So it wasn't even noon by the time we went to eat. So we sat right down.
Oh, good for you.
So
did you get the Tumman Guy mussels?
Of course we did. What are we,
how awesome were those?
Ridiculous.
So good.
Right.
So good.
Which we also had Southern Gothic Pilsner.
Very nice.
Summer Break IPA. Best Bitter Ale.
Do we have that over there?
Hop Bullet.
Hop Bullet. Jeez, I wonder what kind of beer that is.
Had their English Brown Ale. Had the Ruthless Rye. Hadn't had the Ruthless Rye in years.
Oh my God, I forgot about that beer.
Yeah.
They had that?
They had Ruthless Rye. I had a nice pour of that. Squared Away, which was a Dunkel. It was Beer Camp 154.
Okay.
Had a nice barrel aged narwhal.
I love narwhal. I really do like narwhal.
Mm-hmm.
That's one we got to get for Carrie's aunt. She likes her big boozy stouts.
Exactly. All right. I'm going to open up my third beer. I'm going to open my third beer. Hold on. You're not looking. I'm going to open up my third beer.
I'll laugh this personal of your face. It was more effort than it was worth. So John's got a bottle opener in his Guinness hat.
Right.
And apparently he needs some practice.
No, it's very weird to be able to do it there as also. So I'm having an old standby. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Well, he's doing that. He's doing that because I'm drinking this. I went with an Irish Red. This is Coffin Ship from Ghost Hawk.
I'll put that up for you right now.
This beer is ridiculously good. This is all Irish Reds should taste like this. But John has decided to go to one of the OGs in the style.
Sure. And I had I put up this. I opened this Killian's Irish Red right there. And if you look at the crawl, it's brewed at Killian's Brewing in Enniscorthy, Ireland.
Yes, this was not
brewed in Golden, Colorado.
No, this was not brewed in Colorado. No, sure. No. But I'll admit one thing. Mm-hmm. Back in the 90s,
this was a beer
that was my jam. Yeah. I drank a lot of that in the 90s. Mm-hmm. I brought a case of that up to Montreal one year.
Did you?
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing, it went very well with Oreos.
There you go.
We were already so damn
Look,
drunk.
it's not a bad beer. It's not a bad beer.
No, it's not.
It's not great beer, but it's not bad beer. It's a drinkable beer. You can have it. Especially honestly, drinking this with it's got a little malt sweetness in it. Caramel's there. Look, we put the big breweries, the macro breweries, the corporate breweries down. We put them down. But clearly their brewers know how to brew beer, right?
You would think
when they got to brew, 500 barrels at a clip or 200 barrels at a clip, depending on the system. They know what they're doing, but and the consistency and all. But this it's not. I'm not sticking up for them by any means. I'm not sticking up for the breweries. The brewers.
Yes,
we're talking about the brewers here, not the breweries. The brewers.
So back to Sierra Nevada.
But it's passable for St. Patrick's Day, and that's really the only time I'm going to drink this.
After you've had about 4 car bombs.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Anything's passable.
And I would drink obviously nothing but what local Irish red ales.
Like
any other time I want to drink them, but
you got to find this Ghost Talk, John. I may have to save you one.
I might have to have that.
But back to Sierra Nevada, when we were there, I had Southern Gothic, which is a Pilsner.
I had that as well.
This one I had to have Blair Wheat Project.
Blair Wheat Project. I didn't have that while I was there.
It is a wheat wine.
It's a wheat wine. Oh, you know me and wheat wines.
And then I had a barrel-aged wheat wine with lemon. So there's a reason, other than what we drank on the tour, there's a reason I only drank 3 beers while we were there. Because I was drinking wheat wines.
Because you're drinking wheat wines, yeah.
Full pours of wheat wines.
There you go. Well, I drove down there. Jess drove back, but it was in the middle of the afternoon, so it was fine after that. But yeah, I'm going to post. Look, I took some videos. Here's the thing. I took some videos. Quick little clips. Yeah. Quick little quip. Quick little clips. This is a tongue twister. It's nothing to do with my alcohol consumption today. This is a tongue twister. Quick little clips.
He's barely drank anything over 5%.
Yeah, no. Honestly, the highest beer and either of us have had is this Killian's. It's this Killian's right here. It's 5.4.
I thought that the because the Tamavi Pilos 5.2.
The Overture's 5.0. Your Irish Red, your drink is 4.9. This is 5.4. So, but in any event, yeah, no. So, and I took some video. I took some video. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to edit it together. I'm going to put them up, and I put some pictures up of the trip. And we're going to do that, especially because Dave's next trip is Ireland.
No, it's not.
Where are you going in April?
Utah.
Oh, Utah. That's right. I forgot. I thought you were going to Ireland. I thought you were going to Ireland in April, and then Utah later in the.
No. Utah is April. Ireland is August.
August, right?
So we always have 2 trips a year. One
for your birthday,
one for her birthday.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're starting to swap which one's international, which one's domestic. So,
gotcha.
I originally was going to do Munich for my birthday next year. I was originally going to do Munich. Prague, Vienna.
Nice.
But now I'm thinking Porto might be.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice.
We will see. We will see.
We always go away for. We always used to go away for my birthday too. Obviously, that was that big trip that we went out to the Midwest a few years ago. And then, but what we've done, but lately, fortunately, my birthday trip is always Craft Brewers Conference. So, yeah.
There is a trip that we're going to take between there. We're taking a long weekend in Montreal.
Okay, fair enough.
We're going to try to talk John and Jess into coming with us, so that way we can go live at to the Shell.
Yep.
Because he won't let me go live without him there.
Well, on that to Shell note.
That is Memorial Day weekend, so my friend.
Let me fast forward this trip a little bit and wrap this up. Monday we left, by the way.
Yes, John immediately texted me a photo of something he drank.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
What did I text you? Oh, on Monday, on Tuesday, I texted.
It's germane to what you were just talking about.
Right, on Tuesday. Yeah, well, I'm talking Monday first.
We'll get there first.
Yeah, we stopped at a couple of places in Asheville before we left, and then we went up to. We got a long ass trip. Oh my God, 8 hours. 8 hours in the car. We actually went north. We didn't go back through North Carolina. Went north, and we got to Johnson City, Tennessee, and then went up 81 all the way through Virginia.
We did the same thing, except unlike John and Jess, we stopped for a couple of days in Shenandoah.
We didn't stop in Shenandoah. We stopped in Johnson City just to hang out for about a half an hour at Yeehaw Brewing. So, not bad beer, actually, to be honest.
That's awesome. Yeehaw Brewing. I like that.
So, and then we got up to we went straight to Silver. So we stayed in Silver Springs, Maryland. Went to the brewery that Matt had gone to several weeks back, where I had a couple beers on the show. The beers from Silver Branch. A really good brewery. Space. I was not expecting the space. I thought it was more warehouse, the way Matt described it. And it was more of it was in a build, like a downtown building. It really was. And the brew house is in there. And currently on their cold box inside their brewery at Silver Branch, there is a Coastal Brewing sticker and a Beer Samurai sticker.
Yes, you sent me a picture of that. You know that Yeehaw Brewing has 5 locations.
Really?
Yeah.
I was only aware of the one in Johnson City that we stopped in. So
they've got one in South Carolina. In I guess this is Greensville. There's one in Greensville.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Greenville's Greenville.
Greenville, Tennessee.
Yep. No, South Carolina.
Oh, Greenville, Tennessee. Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah.
Johnsonville, Tennessee. Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Pigeon Forge.
And
Nashville.
There you go.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So, in any event, we went there, and then Wednesday we spent the day in Washington. Walked all around Washington. Wrapped up the day before we drove home. Yes, drove home. Went to Church Key.
If you go to Washington, you must go to Church Key.
Absolutely. Had a great dinner. I had a few good beers. I had a nice Kolsch. I had a nice Tomave Pivo. And then I had my dessert. All right.
Dessert for the soul, for his soul.
For my soul, right. I had the regular, run of the mill, if you will. Pêche Mortel coffee stout from de Duchel, and the 2021 bourbon barrel aged Pêche Mortel from de Duchel.
Yeah, he was feeling it.
Very good, delicious.
And it's funny because they pretty much followed our exact driving route. They just stopped in different places than we did.
Right.
Like I said, we spent a couple of days in Shenandoah, did some horseback riding. Well, Carrie did horseback riding. They put me on a mule because apparently none of their horses could handle my fat ass.
For me, it would have been a pony that his back went like this.
They put you on a camel.
Right. Oh, the other way.
The other way around. They put you on they put you on a reverse camel.
Right, there you go.
No, but I was actually on a mule, and that and he was a mule. He was stubborn. And I had to yank his head back onto the trail quite often. Had a lot of fun though. Okay. Had fun. I can't remember his name.
It was a good trip. And these trips too, like we said, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
I'm going to put
and John's going to kick it off.
I'm going to put
He's going to kick it off after the fact. From here on out, we'll probably going to do some lives
and or later that night. Just take a look at them and put them up afterwards.
John likes to put things up after the fact. I like to do live, so we'll see.
We'll figure it out. We'll see how they go. It could be a mix of both, but in any event, we'll kick it off this way.
Because the one thing, and I've already, I think I said this on the show already. One thing I promise is that I will go Facebook Live for my first pint of Guinness in Ireland.
That's definitely
that has to happen.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, granted, it's going to be probably 8 a.m. here. So
fun. They can watch it later.
Yes.
Or I'll watch it while I'm drinking my coffee and getting work going for the day. So, in any event, but yeah, we'll do that. So these trips were more on travel too. I was saying that tongue in cheek before, but no, I'm serious. We got some stuff in the works. We'll let you know as it progresses.
Now, the one thing we haven't done yet is we've not landed on a name. Because the other thing about these travel things that John and I are going to start putting up is also that we talk about it. You hear us talk about it, but when we travel, we pin all the breweries. Mm-hmm. But there's so much more we do when we're out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we want to highlight some of those things.
Probably about 50-50, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah.
For us, I don't know if Asheville was 50-50. You put Biltmore in there, so that got you close to 50.
Yeah, well, because of the time we spent at Biltmore, it got us closer to 50-50.
Yeah.
We walked every morning, too.
Nice.
We went on a hike every morning. Yeah.
Well, we walked everywhere in Asheville. We had an Airbnb right at the top of South Slope. So we were able to walk everywhere.
Well, we were in a hotel all the way down Hendersonville Boulevard, all the way down by Forester Camp.
Yeah,
that's so far away from. So we
had a little further away. You had to drive into town, but we walked everywhere. So we really walked off a lot of the ABV that we did. But no, there's a lot of things that we like to do out there. Like Utah, there's not a lot of breweries down in southern Utah. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, as we know from last year when you were out there.
No, last year I wasn't in southern Utah. I was in Salt Lake City, then Idaho, Wyoming. But I was with my son, so I didn't stop and go to a lot of breweries.
Idaho?
Yeah, Idaho. But we no, so I actually went north from there. We're actually going south to all the states.
That's right. You were up there, and then you went into Wyoming when you were over there. That's right.
Why? Yeah, we one time via Montana, which was cool. But there's not a lot of breweries down there, so I'll go live a few times. It probably won't be brewery related. I do have something in the works that we will be there on a Tuesday. We're going to try to do the show live from one of the breweries out there.
That works.
So there's already one I've got a couple that I'm looking at. There's 4 in the area. So we'll see what happens while we're there. If not, worst comes to worst, we're in the Airbnb with some local beers that updated up.
That works too.
Yeah.
That works
So,
too.
and the same thing might happen in Ireland. We'll see.
Exactly. Cool. All right. On that note, today is
Pie Day.
Pie Day.
I thought you wanted to talk about tap takeovers.
Oh,
you want to save that for another show?
You're right. No, we could bring it up now. We could bring it up now.
And the reason it came to light is
because we'll forget about it, but I want to bring it up. Yeah,
because this past Wednesday is a day a lot of people. One of our friends, Stacy, looks forward to every year as well. Mm-hmm. And it's Cane Day at Cloverleaf. So when you talk craft beer in New Jersey, Cane Brewing in Cloverleaf, Cane as far as breweries are concerned, Cloverleaf as far as craft beer bars are concerned. You're looking at the top.
If you watched and or listened to the show on a somewhat regular basis, you'll know you know of Cane and you know of Cloverleaf, because we've done a couple of live shows from Cloverleaf, and we both drank plenty of Cane on the show.
Yeah, I froze for a little bit, so I had no idea what you just said.
I have no idea. We know you froze. That's why I talked. So
okay, good. So.
I just said that if anybody that's watched the show or listened to the show on a regular basis knows plenty about Cane and Cloverleaf.
Yeah. So yeah, we did the beer dinner from Cloverleaf,
sure,
with Carton Brewing. So they just had the Cane Tap Takeover. This has been an annual thing running for over a decade.
Yeah. Since Cane opened and Carton opened in 2011. It started in 2012. So this was the 11th annual Cane Day, and there's a Carton Day too. So
it's Carton Day. Yeah. And so what they do, they take over pretty much almost every tap.
Yep.
Right. Cane Day and Carton Day are like the only 2 days of the year
there's
there's a third day.
There's a third day that takes over every tap.
Which one's that one?
Dogfish Head.
Dogfish Head. Yeah. And the Dogfish Head Tap Takeover was the first time this happened. You're right. Mm-hmm. It's the only time that Guinness is not on tap at Cloverleaf, or these three tap takeovers. Mm-hmm. But it got John and I talking about how effective anymore tap takeovers are.
Yeah. They're not. Years ago, and when I say years, I mean 10. It could be a little less, could be a little more, definitely more. But up to 10 years ago, doing a tap takeover where if you have 24 lines at the bar and you take over every line. All right. That was a thing to do because it got a lot of people out, and a lot of people went, and it didn't have to be a local brewery either. It didn't have to be a Cane in New Jersey for Cloverleaf or Carton or anything like that. It could be a New York bar with a Deschutes from Oregon tap takeover, or something along those lines. But in any event, that was
Cloverleaf the first Tuesday of every month is MBA PhD night,
right?
And it's usually they get a brewery to sponsor it, and they do a smaller tap takeover,
right?
Maybe 4 to 8 taps. So they still do tap takeovers on a regular basis.
Right. I thought you were going to say Taptober, but that's something we should do. Taptober.
Taptober.
Like in October, do a Taptober.
We got to.
Think about it. Remember it. Write that down.
Maybe that's something that Coastal Brewworks needs to do.
Taptober. All right.
Brought to you by the Lager guys.
Anyway, point being, nowadays it doesn't work anymore. It really doesn't, and it's a shame. But
it doesn't.
But it's good, it's bad. Here's the thing, okay? There are so many good breweries locally, and I don't just mean in New Jersey, everywhere. There's so much good beer, there's so much good liquid out there locally in the breweries, all right, for people to go to, all right, that other beer, while still viable and while people will still seek it out, they don't need to go to a bar to have 24 lines of one brewery's beer, okay?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Right. Unless you're Ubering.
Well, yeah. Well, that goes without saying. Yeah. But as far as the actual event goes, what bars are better off doing now, and this is just my opinion. This is one man's opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the opinion of the show. Nope. It doesn't have to be Dave's opinion
because
either.
Because I'm a counterpoint to what he's about to say,
and I want his counterpoint. But my personal opinion is a 3 or 4, maybe 5 line night with one brewery and the brewery there, the owners, the brewers, the so forth. So people from the brewery there, where the people can meet them. Okay, they haven't gone to the brewery. Maybe it's in. Okay, so the brewery's in one town. You're not going to do this in a bar in that town.
No.
It makes no sense, right? It's in another bar far away in the state, or at least a decent drive away in the state. In any event, or maybe in another state if they distribute to that state, and it gets the people that come in a little bit more familiar with them, and they're not taking over every tap. They have 24 lines. They're taking 3 or 4 or 5 taps. That's it, and it gets them a little bit familiar with the beer. A couple of their flagships, a couple of one-offs, a couple of seasonal or two, whatever. I think that's a more viable thing to do now when it comes to tap takeovers per se.
I actually don't have a counterpoint to that. I'm actually just going to add on to that, because where I think tap takeovers, and you touched on it a little bit, but I'm going to be a little more specific, where they really, really work is when it's a new brewery. That too. Right. Coastal Brewworks had their launch party. You had 4 beers? Mm-hmm. Three.
That one is 3. Right?
Yeah, that was 3. Yeah. So a new brewery has a launch party, bring as many beers as they have brewed. And let's face it, most breweries that are brand new are probably going to have no more than 5.
Yeah, 3 or 4 or 5. It's going to be that.
But usually no more than 5.
No.
Take the taps over. The brewers are there. They get to talk to people. Any swag they have, they can hand out, whatever. And those now taking over every line of a 24-line bar. Now, we also talked that it doesn't make sense for the bar. For Cloverleaf, it does. That beer is going to sell. This is a craft beer destination in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And even though they had still, I think, almost 20 of them left over 3 days later.
Right. Yeah. You see, it doesn't. Cloverleaf's the exception to this rule. Okay. Because Cloverleaf, it doesn't matter what they put on tap. They're going to sell the beer. Right.
They're going to sell it.
Right. They're not. It's not a bar that, it does good craft beer business, but takes them a little longer to move through things maybe. So, but Cloverleaf's the exception to this rule. If Ryan wants to do these nights, have at it. Do them.
Yep.
Knock yourself out. But the bottom line is, you're not going there and having 24 beers.
No.
I don't care who you are. You're not having 6 flights yourself. All right. No. And where you're drinking 4 ounces of every beer there. It's not happening.
I'll tell you one thing. There was a big difference, because I did talk to Eric, one of the bartenders there, about how Kane was. Because it was busy. Because it wasn't crazy.
Where it used to be crazy.
5 years ago.
Sure.
Just 5 years ago, they had to remove all of the furniture from the bar area. Mm-hmm. The high tables were gone. The low tables were gone.
It was just people standing.
It was just people standing.
And that was the norm for those nights.
Yeah.
For years.
And this one didn't have to remove any furniture. All the furniture stayed. Mm-hmm. They were busy. They sold a lot of beer, but it's not like usually on these tap takeovers, and it's starting to prove our point, the Carton tap takeover, the Dogfish tap takeover, and the Cane tap takeover, they would have to have kegs on standby for when they kicked the keg. Sure. So I remember one year, I think Carton they brought 30 beers. And I think when the night was over, I think there was like only 8 taps that still had their beer on.
Sure.
Because they tore through the stuff.
Sure, they did.
They don't anymore.
No.
And it's really hard to point to COVID. Mm-hmm. Did that do anything? Or is it more because distribution's so much better now, and there's so many more options?
All right. There's COVID. You pointed out COVID, or was it distribution, or what, or is it what options. I said, or options? What I said, but there's so many more local breweries that craft brewery, aficionados, if you will, people that seek out these beers can go right directly to the breweries and have the beer. Yeah. So the answer, which one of those 3 it is?
All of them.
Yes, that's the answer to that.
Yeah, it's all that has an impact on it. So that's why we're saying we're not sure it makes sense anymore. But again, Cloverleaf's an exception.
Cloverleaf's a different story, but in general, yeah. Now, you want to do a Belgian day and have...
Oh, God, I miss Cloverleaf's Belgian days.
12 or 14, 15, whatever, different Belgian ales from different breweries, domestic breweries, Belgian breweries, whatever. That's a different story. You know,
Actually,
what I mean?
one of the best tap takeovers that you can find in a bar in Jersey is the New Jersey tap takeover, where they just invite all the breweries from New Jersey, as many taps as they have, and every brewery gets one tap.
And it doesn't matter what they pour whatever they want to send, whatever. And
usually what happens is there's usually a representative for probably 75% of those breweries at the bar. And is it because they want to reach out to the people and talk to the people and get the word out there? No, they like to drink with each other.
They want to drink with each other. They enjoy the company. We're a big family.
It is.
Everybody knows each other. We're like this. It's. There's not competition. It's co-opetition. I've said it a million times.
It's hilarious. And John knows well. I've been to some of these tap takeovers, and I'm like right in with the brewers and the people representing the breweries. And someone comes like, "Oh, what brewery are you with?" I'm like, kind of all. I know all these guys. I'm just here. I'm just a schmuck drinking with them. But I know most of these guys, so it's always, and gals. It's always a lot of fun. These tap takeovers are a lot of fun, and that's why they show up to them because, they get to see each other at the festivals.
Yep.
But these are usually outside. Some are inside, but there's just so much going on that they get to see each other. They don't get to spend a lot of quality time with each other, but these tap takeovers they do. Those are fun. But you mentioned the Belgian one. Cloverleaf used to celebrate Belgian Belgium's birthday with a Belgian tap takeover. God, that was so much. Those were
just Belgian. Yes, it's Belgian Day, and then Belgian Beer Day, and there's a lot of things that can still be done.
We got to ask Ryan if he's going to do that again.
It's one. What we're talking about is one particular brewery taking over 24 taps.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here. I mean, if you're going to do an IPA day, or if you're going to do a New Jersey beer day, or if you're going to do a New Jersey, New York, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York,
or Stout Day,
Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky Day, whatever,
Yeah, I don't see that happening here.
Whatever, No. In Missouri.
Oh,
Illinois,
Kentucky,
right? People do watch from other states, Dave. So.
Well, we've had a few comments from other states.
This is true. Right?
I thought you were still talking about here.
No, not here. Anywhere.
But anywhere.
Or an Oregon only day in Portland or Salem or wherever.
It would be awesome if there was an Oregon only day in Portland, Maine.
That'd be awesome. Portland, Oregon breweries only tap takeover in Portland, Maine,
and at the same time, the same exact day.
Right.
Oh, we got to
work on this. I like that.
Work on that. I like
one of us will go to one place, one of us will go to the other place, and we'll live.
And I will let you go to Maine. I'll take Oregon.
Okay, I'll go to Oregon, then you can take Maine.
That's not what I said.
Actually, we'll do it. They can't be at the same time. We'll just be at both. There you go.
Because we want to be at both.
Exactly. Anyway, all right.
Because we've both been to Portland, Maine so many times, we're both like, I want to do Oregon.
Well, no, I want to go to Portland, Maine. Don't get me wrong, but I want to go out to Portland, Oregon too.
Both, yeah.
Right. So,
It's what's really cool is that the two main Portlands in the country are both big beer havens.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is, the USFL is coming back this year. Mm-hmm. And if you remember the Portland Breakers, the Portland Breakers started in Oregon, and the next year they're at Portland, Maine. So these two towns are tied. They're the twinsies.
The twin cities on each opposite ends of the country.
Yep. So. It's like one of those Mad Magazine folders. I mean, you just got to fold them together.
And they're right next to each other.
There you go.
Yeah. So, anyway,
everyone in the middle of the country is going to be pissed off because they're going to be crunched, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, exactly.
We'll still have good beer.
One or the other. That's all.
We'll still have good beer.
Exactly. Hey, anybody in Nebraska right now is a hell of a lot closer to Portland, Oregon than you and I are. So.
This is the people in Philadelphia are closer to Portland, Oregon than we are.
That as well. So, yes and no.
And Doug is right. They did. The Breakers did start in Boston, but then they became Portland.
Doug Smith just said, "Yeah, Boston Breakers started in Boston. Yes, they did. He is correct.
That was like the Gypsy USFL football team.
Oh,
and USFL. John and I were both Generals fans.
Oh yeah, had season tickets to the Generals. Watch Doug Flutie and Herschel Walker and Maurice Carthon play for the.
Maurice Carthon became one of the greatest blocking backs in the history of the NFL, and he started in the New Jersey Generals.
Started with the New Jersey Generals before he was on the Giants. Yeah, before he won Super Bowls with the Giants.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to move. It's great. Played in the same stadium.
Same stadium, done.
Who won the first USFL championship? Do you remember?
Philadelphia Stars, right?
Nope.
No,
I think they won the second one. The Michigan
second
Panthers. Michigan Panthers
That's
with
right,
Bobby Hebert was the quarterback.
Bobby Hebert, yeah.
Right.
No. Michigan, Michigan won the first
Panthers.
one. Philadelphia Panthers, yeah.
Philadelphia Stars, I think, won the second one.
Second one. Generals were in one of the
they didn't win it though. They never won a championship.
Because I remember the championship was in Giant Stadium. I was there. I was actually at the championship game. I watched.
Who they lost to that year?
I forget. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap this up. We have our top 3 list for the evening. Top 3 list
and
today.
Put the crawl back up. Put the crawl back up. Put the crawl back up.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Because it's based off this.
It's based off of this. Today is
Pie Day.
Today is Pie Day. All right.
This is 314.
314. And
we're going to do something different this time. We're going to let John go first.
Wow.
And we're going to let John go first because I have like 7 pies. So
I got 5. So
you do your 3.
I have 5.
I'll go with 3, and then we can throw our ultimations. There we go.
There we go. Okay, so tonight is it's top 3 favorite pies. Top 3 favorite pies.
Because, and anybody who has followed me for a while knows there is a statement that I have: a samurai does not live on beer alone. You must have pie every now and then, and bourbon and tequila and port and mead and other stuff. But that's usually the basis behind a samurai does not live on beer alone, is usually the other alcohols. But today it is a pie. Mm-hmm. So, John,
okay,
give us your top 3.
So my number 1 is Betty Childs. Come on.
Okay.
Revenge of the Nerds, Betty Childs. Come on.
Very funny. Very funny.
Kidding. All right, my number 3. Is pecan pie. Pecan.
Pecan. Depends on where you're from, how you say it.
My number 2 is banana cream.
So John just stole my number 1, and I'll explain when I get to it why it's my number 1.
And my number 1, blueberry. Blueberry pie is my number 1 pie of all time. Yeah.
So banana cream pie is my number 1. Carrie just made one the other day for Banana Cream Pie Day, but it's my number 1 not just because I think it's absolutely delicious. It's amazing what you can do to vanilla pudding by just adding bananas to it. Mm-hmm. The vanilla becomes banana pudding.
Absolutely,
it's magic. It's beautiful. But this was my grandfather's favorite pie, and my mother made it for him every year on his birthday. And this is basically the man who raised me. So it's been my number 1. It's for me, it's an emotional thing, but it's also just delicious.
It doesn't hit. I totally feel you. I totally get you. That's an emotional thing. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. It's an amazing pie. Pecan pie, yes. Bourbon chocolate pecan pie, that. It's not my number 3. It's not my number 2. It's not my number 1. My number 1's been blown out of the water, so these have no order now. So I'm going to throw that out there as just elevated.
Never had it. Actually, never.
My God! Yeah. It is something special. Another one, and if it's done right, put it this way: if this pie is green, they've done it wrong. If it has a slight green tinge to it, now you're talking. Key lime pie is one of my favorite pies.
It's yellow, right? It's yellow.
It's yellowish with a slight greenish tinge.
Slight green tinge, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because if you go down to Florida, there's a grocery store chain down there called Publix. They make really good key lime pie, I swear to God.
Oh no. I'm with you. I've had it. It's good.
It's so damn good. It's really surprising. They also make some of the best mango peach salsa you'll ever have. No, it is not some of them. The best mango peach salsa you'll ever have. They make there. And so because banana cream is off, I'm going to go with chocolate cream. Interesting about a chocolate cream pie Usually, the cheaper the chocolate pudding, the better. If you go with a really, or chocolate mousse pie, right? If you're going to go high and go with the chocolate mousse.
There you go.
But a chocolate cream pie, I love a well done chocolate cream pie. So, what were some of your honorables?
I'll give you my.
Obviously, apple.
I'm just writing yours in. It was bourbon, chocolate,
Pecan pie.
pecan pie, right? Okay. I have three. My three honorable mentions were key lime.
Okay.
Was definitely one of them, and that's a
close tie for third.
Well, you know what? I mean, it was up there, like Jack, right? That's his favorite pie. Key lime's my father's favorite pie.
So it's it was like the banana cream to me.
Like your banana cream to you, right? Yeah. So my father, anytime, if there any dessert menu, doesn't matter what, even if like pie isn't the thing there, but any dessert menu, if key lime pie is on the menu, he's getting key lime pie. Right. Anyway, so and cherry, cherry, and apple.
Yeah,
good solid apple pie. I'm in. Yeah, those are my three honorable mentions. So.
Apple and cherry were my honorable mentions. And maybe a quick shout out to peach.
Sour cream peach is very good. You ever have a sour cream?
Never
peach
had
pie?
that.
Sour cream peach pie is amazing, actually.
Oh, and there is another pie I forgot about. Peanut butter chocolate pie.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, see now you're getting. I mean, it's
cheating.
pie. It's pie, but it's
still a pie.
It's still a pie, but I can't even once we get into that.
The specialty pies like a tiramisu pie or a
right. I mean, we could sit here all night and just stupid stuff, right?
And if everybody noticed, neither one of us mentioned Boston cream pie because it's not a pie.
It's not a pie.
It is a cake.
Mm-hmm.
It is freaking delicious.
No, it's fantastic.
And I actually had it in the hotel that invented it.
Interesting.
Which is the Copley.
Yeah, you're right.
I went up there to work. And I was staying at the Copley Plaza.
Copley Plaza, yeah.
And I decided to get room service. So I got a bacon cheeseburger because I love bacon cheeseburgers, like John loves his ribbons. And I said and set up a slice of Boston cream pie because here I am. Oh my God, that was so good. that was just putting heaven in your face.
There you go. I just realized this, if anybody does tune in at some point to this, like to rewatch it, or has tuned in during this broadcast, the live feed, video wise, not on the audio, because we made mention of it and it is what it is on the audio, but they're looking at the crawl on the bottom, like, what the hell is going on?
Have aliens taken over their podcast? Thank God aliens have taken over their podcast.
Right. Folks, that is the first 1,000 digits of pi. That's what that is. It's Pi Day. So,
because I have a feeling that a lot of people just watch us out of morbid curiosity.
Absolutely.
It's like one of these days, one of these guys is just going to drink himself to death.
Exactly.
Right on the show. Especially when Tom Mulvihill is on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it never happens.
Yeah. We got a comment from.
And I got to get, this first one he mentions, I was going to mention it as a.
There you go. Doug Smith commented and he says it's only popular around Christmas, but mincemeat pie. Oh yeah, mincemeat. You know what? I mean,
it's so good.
Mincemeat pie is my all-time favorite. Apple, black currant pie is delicious. I've had it.
Never had
cinnamon pie, cinnamon, nutmeg.
No. He's talking about what mincemeat is, John.
What?
He's talking about.
I know what he's talking about. I'm saying I've had a black currant pie.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. But apple, black currant, cinnamon, nutmeg, and spice are in mincemeat.
And the cinnamon, nutmeg, and spice that's in the crumble on the top. The right crumble on a mincemeat pie
is amazing. Yes, delicious. Yeah,
absolutely, Doug. 100% agree with you. It's got to be one of my honorable mentions, but I had to throw a few others out.
I'll throw another one out there. It's kind of like a familial thing, if you will, my Italian side or whatever, or a goat pie around the holidays.
Oh yeah, I think I've had that once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nice pot cheese, not nice pot cheese pie, right? A nice ricotta. Regot pie, right? So.
It's funny because I don't know if anybody noticed. Neither one of us mentioned pumpkin, and I don't know if that's it's an extension of our hatred of pumpkin beers. To me, there's a meme out there that shows the only way to eat a pumpkin pie is just a very thin slice of pumpkin pie, completely surrounded by whipped cream.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're basically getting a plate of whipped cream with the crust and a little bit of pumpkin pie.
I actually prefer sweet potato pie. They're very similar because they're spiced very similarly, but
it's the same. It's really the same thing almost.
They're very similar.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll have pumpkin pie. I'll have if I'm somewhere for Thanksgiving, and it's always obviously just on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
right? But I'll have a slice of pumpkin pie with the proper amount of whipped cream, right?
What you mean 3 gallons?
Right. But you know, but all those others, the pecan, whatchamacallit, the mincemeat, as Doug said, regot, obviously, if it's Italian family, if they're having it there or whatever, pecan, those pies I'm gonna have more of, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't dislike pumpkin pie. It's just not in my top 3 or my honorable mentions. That's all. You know, how can you not like any pie, right? I mean, it's pie.
I don't know that there's any pie that I dislike.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of strawberry rhubarb.
I don't mind strawberry rhubarb.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
I don't mind strawberry rhubarb. If it's done right, I don't mind it.
Tell you one thing: if you're near the Delaware Water Gap, get over to the Pennsylvania side, to the town of Delaware Water Gap.
Fair enough.
And there's a place there called Village Farmer and Bakery. It used to be called Apple Pie Bakery, actually. Their pies. And I took Meathead there once. He bought a couple of pies. He tasted one of them with a fork. There was no plate involved, and the thing was empty within probably 45 seconds. Their mountain berry pie is so good.
Mountain berry pie.
Yeah. Their apple is to die for. Their pecan is so good. But yeah, Village Farmer and Bakery in Delaware Water Gap. And you know what they're right next to?
What's that?
They're right next to Sango Cora. Sango Cora makes their own sake. And it's not bad.
Interesting. Not far away from the Shawnee Inn, which has their own brewery right on site, and they have
that's a little further in past.
Delaware is a little south of the Delaware Water Gap. This is north. Shawnee is a little north.
You might be best served going into Stroudsburg. A lot of good drinking in Stroudsburg.
Yeah. Well, no, the inn is nice. The inn is pretty. It's
I've never been to it.
Delicious steak. The beer's decent.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but we went there after hiking Mount Mincy, which is the Pennsylvania side of the Delaware Water Gap. That's a fun hike.
Nice.
Grueling, but fun.
All right. Well, this is probably our longest, just the two of us ever. And
I'm blaming John Starodumsky.
I do blame John.
I blame John.
It's all his fault. It's his birthday.
It's his birthday.
We didn't have to mention it was his birthday. This would have been shorter.
I think so. Because that added on probably about 55 minutes.
At least. Minimum. At a minimum. Bare minimum. So anyway, well, once again, happy birthday, John Starodumsky. Let me throw that back up again. I think that was right here. There you go.
There you go.
Once again. We will hold on. Hold on. Smile, Dave. There we go. I'll put that. I'll take a screenshot of that and put that up on his.
One of the worst smiles I ever imagined. But it's just for John.
Yeah. And then and also happy St. Patty's Day once again.
Yes, be safe. There is a lot of stupid people on the road that day.
Uber, Lyft, cab, walk.
Or just stay at home and get shit-faced.
Yeah, exactly. Invite a couple people over and have them Uber, Lyft, cab, and walk.
Or let them crash on your floor.
Or let them hang out, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Because even an Uber or Lyft, you're hoping that some other drunk idiot doesn't crash into your Uber.
This is very true. So be careful out there, but have a wonderful day, Slancha. And we'll on that note, we'll wrap the show for today, right?
Yeah, and programming note. I will not be here next week.
We're gonna figure out exactly what's going to transpire while Dave's not here.
Yes, it might be a vacation day for the Lover Room guys. It may be a mat day. It may be, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know yet. But one way or the other, no matter what, Dave will not be on the show next week.
I will be at a Rangers game with my daughter.
There you go. Much, much, much more important.
There's important things in life.
Yes. Exactly. And we're not even talking about his daughter. We're talking about the Rangers.
About the Rangers, No, if there had been another day of the week that the Rangers were playing, because I'm picking up on Monday, they're playing Monday, and then they're playing Tuesday, then they hit the road. It's like, damn it.
Right.
So, but the whole reason she's coming up is she wanted to see the Rangers in the Garden.
There you go.
And how you tell your little girl no?
You can't say no.
Especially when they want to see your Rangers play.
Exactly.
That's the important thing. That means raise her right.
There you go. So hopefully Shesterkin and Zibanejad and I'll throw in Patrick Kane. Why not? Throw in all of them. Hopefully that was a great day.
That was an interesting trade. It's like, 5 years ago I would have been over the moon for this. Well, he's still got some zip in those skates though.
Kako and the boys have a great day next Tuesday while you're there with your daughter. So yes. that's what I'm saying.
And John will figure out what he's going to do for that, and then we'll pick up on the other side of it.
Beautiful. All right. So on that note, we'll wrap the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.loggerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Logger Room. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 Eastern time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. Enjoy your St. Paddy's Day this Friday. And if you extend it through the weekend, however you do it, but do that responsibly too. Please do that responsibly. Be safe, folks, and we will talk to you next week. Take care. Cheers.
Sláinte Mahath.
Sláinte Mahath.
Sláinte Mathra.